Hey everyone, this is just a quick video on how to get started in Google Sketchup. For more information about the assignment, check out the PDF that I'm attaching along with this in the Google Drive. And email me if you have any questions. All right, so first you're going to go to sketchup.com. This is Google SketchUp. This is an amazing program. And you're going to go to Products, and you're going to go to SketchUp Free. Then you're going to click Start Modeling, and it's going to ask you to make an account. I've already made an account, so I'm just going to go ahead and log in. Yeah, we're just going to go over a few basic things, such as how to make a form, how to add color to that form, and how to move around in the 3D environment, and how to export an image. I've made a couple. I've had a lot of fun with this. It took me a second to get used to it, maybe 15 minutes, but after that, it's really easy. We're just going to create a new one. This is your landscape. You can see a horizon in the background, along with the X, Y, and Z axis. The Z would be the vertical. I'm going to delete this person. We're just going to start at making a basic shape, this rectangle. I'm just going to plop it anywhere on the ground. You can see how the little highlighted blue rectangle represents the plane that you're on, that you're building it. So this is going to be the base of a form. Then I'm going to go to this push-pull tool right here on my left toolbar, and I'm going to click my shape. You can see how it kind of highlights it, and I'm going to drag it up. Now at this point, I can zoom out with the wheel on my mouse. I don't really know how to do it on a laptop. And I can also grab this orbit tool here, and I can look around with this. The hand tool is handy as well because you can kind of center what you're working on that way, so that when you go back to the orbital and you spin around, it's always in the center of your page. Right, so this is where it gets cool. I'm just going to pick a view where I can see a lot of this thing. I'm not too cramped. And I'm just going to draw another rectangle on the side. You can see how the rectangle changes depending on what plane you're modifying. See how it's sort of facing out here, facing up here, facing the other axis there. And that little square shows where it's going to start the shape. So I'm going to imagine this as like architecture, and I'm just going to drop in a thing. This is where it gets fun. I'm going to go back to this push-pull thing and pull that out. And you can just keep going, just adding forms. If I wanted to get that real centered, I could like get my orbit view and get right on top of this sucker, and then pull in. Oh, look, so it kind of on-face golden section. That's cool. It kind of made it nice and even for me. I'm going to go back around, and I'm going to go to the push-pull tool again. I'm going to pull that up. So you can see how you can start to really go crazy. Now, these are closed boxes, obviously. So let's experiment with how to make an open room. I'm just going to make a new one here. If I were to draw another window in it, let's say right in the middle this time. Normally, with our push-pull tool, we would drag that out. This time I'm going to push it in. And it goes all the way through. And you can sort of spin around to look at it, see what's going on. Isn't that great? Now, one other thing you can do is you can start to delete the planes from this surface. So, for instance, I can select this plane on the box, and I can just delete that and see what you have going on. So if you wanted to create, I don't know, a shoebox, you could do that. If I delete this plane, I'm going to have a line in between. So if I go back to my orbit view, I can see this line a bit better. And that line isn't really referencing any plane or anything. And so it's kind of bothering me. You can see it right here. So I'm just going to click it and delete that. If I wanted to move this entire thing, say I wanted to put it on the other side of this building, I'm just going to double click this, or triple click it rather, and you can see how it selects everything that's kind of associated with it. Then I'll go here and click this arrow, multi-directional arrow tool, move, and I can drag and drop it. And you can combine things. That might be kind of awesome. Click off it, and then, I don't know why it's blue. So that's kind of neat. So yeah, I don't know why the inside of this box is blue. Maybe it's because it was this inversion thing. Maybe if I pull it back out, it'll change. Yeah, so everything that's inside becomes light blue, and everything that's outside is like white and gray and stuff. But speaking of color, if you wanted to modify these things, you go to this right toolbar and go to, let's see, I think the materials, materials window. Go to this color palette that pops up and click this little magnifying glass, browse, and then scroll down to colors. There's all sorts of weird, like you have a bunch of stone type of textures. And all you have to do is like click what you like and then click one of the panels. And you can tell on a large surface it just makes like a pad, like a weird kind of tiled pattern. I'm going to go for just some bright, fun colors instead. It's more appropriate kind of for what we're doing. Maybe it's a darker tone there because it's in shadow. So anyway, you can start to do really crazy stuff like this. One more thing, this thing that's called the offset tool. You can click a plane. Oops. It's not working. Maybe I have to select it first. You can click a plane and then click your offset tool, and it makes the exact same shape. So that if you wanted to make repeated things, I don't know, like windows or something, you could just keep doing that. Let's see. Go back to my push-pull thing. Whoa. Right. So yeah, that's that. There's probably lots to be able to do with like arches, like arcs and curving lines and things. If you go up to your shape form, you can make like a circle and start to modify all that as well. Make a cylinder. Oh yeah, and that reminds me. This looks really far away. It's kind of cool. Put this kind of in a distance here. Right now, it looks very graphic. It doesn't feel like a space so much. You can see the horizon here. If you go to the display function, you can turn your shadows back on, and you can also turn fog on. So if you adjust the fog to be kind of in the sweet spot, it kind of gives it a nice sense of atmosphere. So that thing feels really far away, right? Okay, so just play around with that. Like I said, there's probably lots you can figure out that I don't know how to do yet. Have fun with it. It's very open-ended. And when you're finished, the only requirement is to export an image. You will be able to save this thing on your SketchUp Online account. So I'm going to save this as Model 3. Now it's saved with my other ones, and you'll want to turn in an image. So go to up here, click this little folder, go to export, select PNG. And PNG is a file type for images, for flat images. But what's nice about this preview scene is, I don't know, I haven't messed with all this. You can select your view and the hand button. Anyway, you can make a nice photograph based off that. So think about composition. I'm trying to figure out it. Whoa, it's not orbital. So, oops, get this email out of here. That's kind of cool. I don't know why it's doing all this. Anyway, just sort of fool around with that. Get a nice view of it. I'm trying to like, all right, screw it. You can figure that out. Make a nice photograph of your space and then export as PNG. And then post that to the Google Drive whenever you're done. Okay, cool. Email me if you have any questions and check the project description again for more information. Thank you.